Hello everyone, here's Rachel from King's College London. Today I would like to present a project worked with Dr. Guillermo and Professor Nishanth about the multi-country study of third-party trackers based on the real user browsing histories. Over years, the browsing history of our users become more and more complicated due to the development of third-party trackers. However, most of works in this field only focus on the analytics of Alexa top websites list. For example, 10 years ago, people might only focus on the number of the parties on top 1,000 global websites, and 5 years ago, the range extends to top 10,000. And recently, most of works went to the top 1 million website, which is also the end of the ranking. In such a case, all of this kind of works would have the lack of real-world dataset, which connected from the real users who located in different countries. And the use of Alexa websites would cause the overestimation of the number of the parties, because the user browsing habits would greatly affect the ecosystem of third-party trackers. For example, if we load the top 2,000 global websites with an empty browsing history profile, each bar in this bar graph would represent the number of the parties in the top 100 websites until the top 2,000 websites. So the line across 20 bars means the growth of the number of the parties by each 100 websites. So we could see that the growth keeps decreasing, which means that more and more sub-parties are repeated if the user keeps visiting more and more first-party websites. The overlaps of third-party trackers across the browsing history would be increased, and this would provide an upper bound on the amount of tracking. But real users do not follow the fixed ranking of websites they wish to select. They might not all select the top listed websites. Therefore, we could say the only use of Alexa top websites is not enough to evaluate the third-party ecosystem across different countries. In order to collect the visualized real-world third-party data from the users located in multiple countries, we published one Chrome extension called Sastry in the Chrome store. Our extension uses round circles to represent the first-party website visited by users in the browsing histories. For example, here we list 4 first-party websites in this page: theguardian.com, baidu.com, Argos, and Twitter. And all the triangles in this visualization around the first-party websites are third-party trackers. Among those, we could figure out some third-parties are connecting with more than one first-party website. These third-parties, we place them in red, know the browsing behaviors of one specific user across different websites. Then, based on the categorization of our third-party database, we could also make an evaluation based on the third-party categories. So here we link the GitHub link and extension link if you are interested. The main takeaway highlighted in this presentation is to discuss whether the users in different countries would experience the same amount of tracking. To answer this question, we would first focus on the different number of third-party trackers of the user and China users. Then, in this table, we compare the third-party data collected from users in 4 countries: Australia, China, UK, and US. But now we have updated to the 1,350 users across 83 countries. First, users located in the UK and China visit each 100 websites of Alexa Top 2000 global website. Each bar in this graph represents the number of sub-parties when users visit each 100 websites, and both countries show the huge number of sub-parties. But the taller ones are from UK users. That means even users from two different countries visit the same site of first parties. UK users would receive more third-party trackers than Chinese users. Apart from that, there are two lines in this graph are based on the number of country-specific third-parties. That is, the third-parties only existing in one specific country. The result shows that UK users not only have more sub-parties but also have more country-specific sub-parties. Apart from the Alexa dataset, we also record one-year browsing data from real users who are located in the UK and China. Here we use Sankey diagram to show the traffic of our real user study. The left bar shows the first-party websites, and right bars show the third-parties loaded by each first-party website, and each flow represents a loading action. According to the difference between the number of connections in two graphs, we could see that the third-parties in China know fewer user behaviors across different first-party websites than UK. Because the number of first parties connected by the flows of each third-party provider in the China graph is fewer than that in the UK. Then we extend the real user study from two countries to 1,350 users across 83 countries. Here we use world map to display the distribution and number of users who contribute third-party data to our real user study. Also here we use the bar graph to represent for the number of third-parties in each first-party website for each country. We highlight the position of UK and Chinese users. We could see the user in two countries gives the same result, that Chinese users have fewer sub-parties. One important reason is that certain sub-parties are blocked by the Great Firewall of China, such as Facebook, Google, Twitter. Therefore, even we visit the top 100 UK websites from China and UK, there will be a very huge difference between the number of sub-parties in two different countries. A large amount of top third-party trackers will be blocked from our China locations. In such a case, users in China are subject to less tracking than users in the UK. So we extract Hong Kong users apart from the mainland of China, because Hong Kong users do not have the restriction of the Great Firewall in China. Therefore, the number of third-party trackers in Hong Kong would be more than China mainland. So in this paper, we mainly discuss the tracking pattern in multi-country study and how they tracked the individual users. Except that in the paper, we also discuss the influence and the categorization of visited first-party websites and the corresponding third-party trackers. If you are interested in that, please check in our paper. Thanks for your listening.